Happy Independence Day. This is a really great day for being independent, for being free. So let's really get right into it because people are joining us now. Our topic for today in Success Mentorship class is choosing your independence, choosing your own independence. And you know, our topics and our messages are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. Be sure to get the Super Achiever edition on Amazon or on our website, herbertharris.com. And we even have a special book website, www.12uls.com. So with this message today, I want to open with a couple of quotes because Independence Day is a big deal. It really, really is a big deal in so many ways. And Nelson Mandela had a beautiful quote, and I think that he is absolutely qualified to give this quote. He said, "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Wow. Robert Frost had an interesting take on it. He said, "Freedom lies in being bold. Freedom lies in being bold." Man, that's a good thought. And then we have one other I'd like to share. Bob Marley. Bob Marley said this. He said, "It's better to die fighting for freedom than be a prisoner all the days of your life." So this idea of freedom, declaring your independence, is critical, is important, is transformative. So before we go into our message today, let us do our meditation. Let us put ourselves in the proper place and time and space for us to be able to see and to be all that we can. So let's sit straight up in your seats. Close your outer eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this peaceful state, we're relaxed. We're comfortable. We are at peace with ourselves. I am at peace with myself. Let us say that together. I am at peace with myself. Once more. I am at peace with myself. Let that peace sink in. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. And in this state of peace and relaxation, our minds are open, receptive, and ready to learn. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Let it out slowly. Whew. All right, folks, in that state of peace and relaxation, we're ready to rock and roll today. Thank you so many of us for joining us. All right, all right. Let's see. Stuart Brown is in the house. Thanks, Stuart. Sal Smith. Mickey. All right, today It's our Independence Day in America. And when I think of independence, I like to really diagnose that and look at the definition of independence. You know, when we go to the dictionary, it says that independence means free from control or influence. Sometimes we talk about financial independence, where our income from our investments and from our business is sufficient to take care of us in the lifestyle that we're accustomed for the rest of our lives. Often we talk of independence in terms of time freedom, to have total time freedom, what we want to be, do, and have in our lives. When we think about the idea of the Declaration of Independence, it means to assert explicitly, to state or say, to announce, to proclaim formally a desire to be free from the control or influence of others. Desire to be free from the control or influence of things outside ourselves. So one of the key things about declaring independence, declaring your own independence, is you literally have to speak it. You have to declare it. You have to do something. If we look for a moment at the Declaration of Independence for America, there are basically 4 parts to it. And part 1, it declares the reasons that the American colonies desire to leave the British Empire. In part 2, the preamble, it lists the principles that are self-evident, the ideas that are important for this transformation. In part 3, it lists the grievances against the king, and that the colonies have attempted to have these grievances addressed. And then in part 4, it declares the colonists' desire, their right to be free. So I'll just quote a little bit. It says, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the bonds that have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinion of mankind requires that we declare the causes which impel us to this separation. So that's the Declaration of Independence in the level of creating America. But on a personal level, and I look at independence as a personal experience, when it is clear that we are not progressing along our success journey, when it is clear that we are stuck in bondage of failure and disappointment, then in order to get out of that situation, we have to enumerate the reasons and causes we are stuck. In other words, we must do a checkup from the neck up in our thinking, from the heart down in our feelings. So our own personal declaration, just as the colonists said, I'm tired of being a subject to the king, in our personal declaration, we have to say, I'm sick and tired of being stuck wherever I am right now. I'm sick and tired of being broke. I'm sick and tired of being unhappy. I'm sick and tired of being disappointed. I'm sick and tired of people cheating on me and doing me badly. And I like to think of this as the awareness of your condition. You see, if you're not aware of your condition, you can't fix it. Continuing our analogy a little bit later, a little further. In the Declaration of Independence, it says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So that's what it's all about today, really. Choosing your own personal independence. We have gotten to a point in our lives where whatever the situation is, it's self-evident that this is not where we want to be, that this is not the life we want to experience, that we have a desire to be happy, we have a desire to be free, we have a desire to live an abundant life, and it's not happening. So if we are to transform that, if we are to change that, then we have to declare our freedom. We have to take action to create the life that we desire, doing the things that we desire to become the person we want to be. And I like to think of that as the awareness of purpose. You know, in the Declaration of Independence, it's really saying that people are supposed to live a certain way. So on a personal level, our awareness of purpose says that we should be living a good life. Each and every one of you on this program today should be living a prosperous life, a joyful life, a happy life, a fulfilling life. And so if we are to achieve that personal independence, we must first be honest with ourselves, and we have to set aside all the excuses, explanations, blame, denial, whatever those things are that keep us from being the person we want to be, doing the things we want to do. Once we have isolated and identified these reasons, you know, when in the Declaration of Independence, they made a list of things that they were upset about. And so in our lives, we have to enumerate the reasons that we're upset about where we are right now. Once we have identified those reasons, then we have to make a declaration. We have to say, I want to change. I want a different life. The colonists, once they decided that they were unhappy and that they wanted to be free of King George, they said they declared their independence, that they literally were putting their lives and their fortunes on the line so that they could be free. They were committed, their fortunes, their life, they were committing everything they have to pursue freedom. If we are to achieve their own personal independence that we're seeking, we have to do the same thing. We have to put it all on the line. We have to choose to be happy. Choose to live an abundant life. Choose to have good relationships. Choose to feel good about ourselves. So now, how do you do that? I think that's the key right there. So we have an awareness of our condition, that we recognize that we're not happy. If we had a GPS for success, that we recognize that we're lost, that we're not going where we want to go. Number two, we have to recognize we call it the awareness of purpose, that we were put here by a divine creator to prosper, to fly, to enjoy the good things of life. We were not put here to suffer. We were not put here to be in bondage by our past failures and disappointments. We were put here to fly. Third, how do we do it? And I call this the awareness of execution. How do you create that abundant life that you were created to experience? How do you change your present condition to the condition of the person you want to be, doing the things you want to do, having the things you want to have? So the awareness of execution operates on 4 levels. Number 1, your thoughts. You cannot Become the person that you want to be without changing your thinking. We are where we are right now. Earl Nightingale says, we become what we think about most of the time. So wherever we are right now, that condition that we are complaining about, we got there through our thoughts. So if we are to transform our lives, we have to transform our thoughts. The second key, we have to transform our emotions. That our emotions are like magnets attracting into our lives things that are congruent with them. Number three, we have to transform our habits. In the beginning, we create our habits, but in the end, our habits create us. And then number four, we have to transform our relationships. So let's look at the first, our thinking. In order for us to live the lives that we desire, we have to be free of negative thoughts. The first law of success says, a mind shall have whatsoever it thinks in its heart. And so if we think thoughts of limitation, thoughts of negativity, of all the things you can't do, you can't be, you can't have, guess what? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Henry Ford once said, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. Whichever it is, you're right. And so our thoughts then are the blueprint for our reality. And so if we're not experiencing the life that we design, we want to be independent of this situation, then we have to think new thoughts. We have to think positive thoughts. We have to declare ourselves free of negative thoughts. But you see, anything you declare yourself free of, you have to replace with something else. Nature abhors a vacuum. So the moment you say, I want to stop thinking negative thoughts, you got to start thinking positive thoughts. You have to start reprogramming your mind. And through, and their techniques are our daily affirmations and reading books, our success books, the 12 Universal Laws of Success, and the myriad of other positive personal development books that are out there. So you have to start reprogramming your thinking. So you have a winning attitude. So you're only talking about, I can do it. What's the Nike thing? Just do it. A.L. Williams had a speech he gave, and it was called Just Do It. And he said, no matter what's going on, just do it. So people don't like you, just do it. So it's a bad day, just do it. So it's raining and cold, just do it. So there are obstacles in the way, just do it. And so this idea of transforming our thoughts is to start reprogramming our minds. I am a good person. I'm a successful person. I am happy through and through. My life is good. My family is happy. My surroundings are beautiful. When you program or reprogram your thoughts, you're really reprogramming the lens through which you see the world. Second key, we have to address our emotions. We have to replace negative emotions with positive emotions. You see, everything in the universe is harmonic. You have positive thoughts and negative thoughts. As George Burns said in the movie called Oh God, when the young man asked him, he said, if you're God, then why do you create illness? Why do you create sickness? Why do you create negative things? And George Burns said, look, even though I'm God, I've never been able to figure out how to create an up without a down, how to create light without darkness. And so there's a duality in our thinking. We have to choose positive thoughts. There's a duality in our emotions. We have to choose positive emotions. You see, emotions can be like chains. There's a great statement that says that emotions hold us captive. They're like invisible chains. They are so powerful. When we have emotion, for example, the emotion of fear. When we have fear in our lives, it impacts everything we want to do. We are fearful about making a decision. We are fearful about doing something new. We are fearful about meeting somebody new. So the emotion of fear can undermine everything you do. Emotions can be the wind beneath your wings or the lead within your shoes. I'll say that again. Emotions can be the wind beneath your wings or the lead within your shoes. Emotions can lift you up, can inspire you, can make you work hard to overcome anything that comes into your space. So if you want to make this transformation, this new independence, make a list of the negative emotions that are holding you back. When we used to do our weekend seminars, we would have people write down all those negative things and write them on a piece of paper and then wrap them up and burn them. We actually had a burning exercise where you burned all the negative emotions. You burned all the negative thoughts. We removed the fear, the emotion of doubt. You know, doubt will paralyze you so that you can't do anything. Remove the emotion of indecision, that you can never get a clear mind or make a clear statement or take clear actions on any particular thing. And the beauty, the terrible thing about indecision and doubt is that it undermines our faith in ourselves. When we let doubt predominate in our lives, when we fail to make decisions that can transform our lives, it then diminishes the faith we have in ourselves to change our condition. So it literally becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The emotion of insecurity. You know, I've seen people who were very wealthy, but they were still insecure. They were afraid of going broke. They lived a life where they had everything they need, but through the lens that they were looking through, their emotional lens, they were afraid of going broke. Eliminate the fear, the emotion of rejection. We live our lives seeking the approval of others sometimes. And when we don't get that approval, we experience rejection. We interpret it as rejection, and it can literally, rejection can destroy your self-worth. Montaigne once said, most of the things I feared have never come to pass. So to create your own independence, you must eliminate negative emotions, eliminate the emotions of fear, eliminate the emotion of doubt, eliminate the emotions of insecurity. Replace doubt with faith. Replace fear with courage. Whatever emotions you create in your life experience, you become harmonic. You see, emotions are vibrations that attract into your life that which is congruent with the emotion, the feeling of the emotion. So create positive emotions. I feel good about myself. I am confident. I make decisions quickly and soundly. The third process for transformation is to look at your habits. Your habits can undermine all of your efforts. Everything that you attempt to do, everything that you attempt to be, everything that you attempt to have, your habits can completely undermine them. In the beginning, we create our habits. In the end, our habits create us. One of the worst habits that will keep you in bondage, that will keep you from achieving your greatness, is the habit of procrastination. And as we move on through this year, if the one thing you get from all that we say is like, I do it now. The only real time to exist is the now. Procrastination is a habit that destroys so many people's dreams. Procrastination is the thief of dreams. Disorganization. The habit of disorganization really descends upon us slowly, but we spend more time trying to find things, trying to put things together, looking around for the things that we cannot find, instead of doing productive things that can transform our lives. We have to get into the habit of excellence. I love the affirmation, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. That in your life, to really live your life in such a fashion that every day in every way, there's a new experience, there's a new level of success that you achieve. Never accept mediocrity. There's another habit that really, I guess, gnaws at me, and that's the habit of blaming other people. We've all been in many situations where we blame other people for our condition. We blame other people for the circumstance and situation that we're in. We can transform that. We can change that. And then finally, the fourth key to creating our own independence is relationships. The mastermind principle says when two or more gather on one accord, I am, the making power is among them. And so when we transform our relationships, they can either uplift us or tear us down. If we are in relationships with people that we have to make excuses for. One of my friends was always making excuses for her companion. Well, he's a good person, just sometimes he gets out of line, etc. If there's anybody in your life you have to make excuses for, run. We have to create relationships where we are being uplifted, empowered. Relationships where we are the product of good, the product of love, where we feel it, where we be it, where we live it. You see, your associations can define you. There's that old adage that says, birds of a feather flock together. So when birds of a feather flock together, if they're negative birds, that's a way to make things worse. But if they're positive birds, that's a way to make things better. So in this cycle of independence, when I say choose your own independence, you have the awareness of condition to make yourself clear, to make it clear that you're not happy about where you are, that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Have the awareness of purpose, that you deserve something better, you deserve something more. Then you have the awareness of execution, how to go about doing it, to transform negative thoughts into positive thoughts by reprogramming your mind, to transform negative emotions into positive emotions by transforming the belief in yourself and eliminating all of the emotions of fear, insecurity, doubt, and replace them with emotions of love and confidence. Did you transform your habits? Doing those habits that uplift you, that empower you, those habits that give you the power to be what you want to be and do what you want to do and have whatever you want to have. And that you're very circumspect about your relationships, that you don't permit people to come into your life who can undermine you, who can slow you down, who can literally stop you in your tracks. When we can do these things, when we can declare our personal independence and focus on positive thoughts, we can declare our personal independence and focus on uplifting emotions. When we can declare our independence by developing positive habits, and when we can declare our independence by seeking positive, empowering relationships, then we can be what we want to be, do what we want to do, and have whatever we want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Whew. Thank you so much for joining us this Independence Day cycle. Those of you who have been with us every week, every Saturday morning, we're here at 8 o'clock. Remember this, all of our recordings, all of the things that we do on these Saturday mornings and our other calls are located on our Success Mentorship Network. The link is below this video, patreon.com/Success Mentorship Network. And once again, as I always close out, that it's beautiful to come, I call it to confirm the message. We love your support and we appreciate your support. I know we have Kenya Crooks and Quee Jones and Stuart Brown and Dr. Dennis Rogers and so many others who supported our message. If you'd love to confirm our message and continue that support, then go to our Cash App, $Herbie Man. That's HERBYMAN. And whatever you feel is appropriate, however you feel this message has helped you and uplifted you, confirm it with a contribution to $Herbie Man, so that you can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have whatever you want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come.